Okay. Good evening.
London House Radio.
Welcome to the Lennie and Ronnie show. Without Ronnie, get well soon. He shall be back next week. And today we've got standing in for Ronnie, Mush, and 21. And
Just like to wish Ronnie to get well soon and hope he'll be okay shortly.
anyone who knows Mush, put your seatbelt on. We're going to hit some turbulence. And this is your captain speaking. So, go on, Mush.
I'd just like to wish you all a happy Christmas and
Oh,
hope
yeah.
you're all enjoying yourselves. And just going to throw a little question out there for you all. Just sitting here debating, where is Father Christmas from? Let's see how many of you can get it right, okay?
Where is I've got another question about Father Christmas. Oh, no. I'm not going to say it. No, I didn't forget the question, but you just told us not to swear, not to be racialist, and to take it easy. I was going to say, unless you're under 10 years old, why would you, but in case anyone's listening.
If you don't believe,
That's
you
right.
won't receive.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is that so soon? I'm not even sure what to say about that, Sin. If you don't, say it again one more time.
If you don't believe, you won't receive.
Okay, that's interesting. It sounds like something they say in prison, Sin, in the bathrooms in a male prison. If you don't believe, you. Okay, let's move swiftly on then, Mush. We've received and we've believed. So, how has your week been, Mush?
Very stressful week, very hard, stressful life. Bills are coming in, traffic, the weather. It's been very, very hard, and very hard.
Yeah, but you don't look like a stressed kind of a fella. You look kind of laid back. You don't look stressed to me.
It doesn't matter how you can never read a book by its binder.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but on that, never read a book by its binder. There's a good reason. There's a picture of Dennis and Nasher on the front of comics. It's because it tells you what's in the comics, doesn't it?
But it's not. It's showing you a picture.
Of
It
what-
isn't
of-
telling you what is actually. So never judge something by reading
Yeah, but-
certain words. Properly go into it.
Yeah, but I
and
feel
read it.
that when I'm walking down the street and I see a group of white skinheads walking towards me, I know that I should turn around and run because I've just looked at them and seen they're skinheads. So I'm judging that book by that cover and I'm running.
Okay, maybe so.
Maybe so.
30 years ago.
Oh,
Sorry. Where do you see skinheads now?
what, you mean apart from winning in Italy the elections right now and in Germany the far
No,
right
we're-
growing?
We're in London.
Oh, okay, let's go about Tommy Robinson and the English Defence League shouting out F Sharia law, F Sharia law. Them, last week, the week before, the month before, see them all the time, everywhere. You know better than that, Mush. We're from Bermondsey, you know the score, Mush. Zeke Heil, go on.
Yeah, I understand, but we've got a different generation coming through. The younger generation, it's the older type. You would never get rid of racialists. Racialists will always be a part of life. There's certain people, jealousy, you cannot think it. But all I'm saying is from growing up, from when I was a young kid, in the height of it, and coming all the way through, as I am now, I look down and I can see the world is getting a better place and there's less racialists out there. But there is still a lot of racialists out there. What's got to be sorted and dealt with.
Okay, well, I'll be honest. I don't actually mind racists. I don't mind them. I really, really don't mind them because my thinking is this is quite simple. If a person wants to be racist, then they leave the door open for everyone else to do the same to them, and I don't mind it because I know that they must have children that don't think like them, and they must have other people that will put pressure on them to make them think straight.
Yeah, correct. But I'm going to give you a little sample the other day.
Give me a
and I
little
believe
sample.
it's been on the news and everything. The Queen's cousin badgered a lady and turned round and said to this lady, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" I'm going to ask you. Where are you from?
My mother's womb.
No. What country are you from?
I'm from Bermondsey, from London, UK.
But you're not original. Where are your roots from?
What? I don't understand. What do you mean? You asked me where I'm from, not my roots. You asked me
I know,
where I'm
but
from.
Your mum, like when people stop. I went on holiday once to the Seychelles, and I was on.
Oh, you're posh.
Okay.
I went to Whitby. Go on, Sunderland.
Okay.
Go on,
And
Seychelles.
I was on a boat, and I was speaking to a man, and this man was of an African descent.
Are you sure he was a man?
Yeah, he was 100%
Go
man.
on.
He was with his wife.
How do you know?
I don't know. I've never. I couldn't say 100%.
Go on.
Okay.
Go on. Go on.
So he turned round and said to me, "Where am I from?" I said, "I'm from London, England."
Right.
He looked at me. He said, "You are not from London. You are not from England." He said, "What is this language you are speaking?" He said, "This is not Queen's English." He never understood that we have different languages, and I am not white. So people, when they stop me and they say, "Where am I from?" I go, I was born in London and that. But they say, "Where do you originate from?" My descent is from Turkish Cypriot.
Yeah, but that's...
And that's what I believe the Queen's cousin or the Queen's auntie, whatever she was trying to get from this land. I don't think there was any malicious and racialist there. That's my point.
Right.
But looking at that lady's point, when someone's asked her 5 or 6 times, "Where are you from?"
So, Mush, let me give you an answer. So listen up. You listening, Ron? I like Mush, Ron. I like him more than I like you, so I'm not going to go hard on him. I believe when that woman asked the question, when that black woman asked when the godmother woman asked the black woman from Sister Space the question, the black woman knew exactly damn well what she was saying, and she knew exactly damn well the way it was going to go, and she got her objective. Let me tell you what that black woman did. She raised the profile. She raised the profile of her charity, and she got loads more interest, loads more money. And as far as I can see, the byproduct was she was abused online, which she deserved. She did it. She went to the foundation of white supremacy, and she dared to be cheeky. So she got, as far as I can see, she raised the profile of her charity. She's probably got a lot more money. The byproduct would have been she's been abused, and my guess would also be that now someone in the royal household owes her one because she didn't press it or make a bigger deal. So she's played an absolute blinder as far as I'm concerned. She knew damn well what she was doing, and she was enticing her. She was baiting that woman, and stupid woman fell for it, hook, line and sinker. Because before that, who the hell's Sister Space? As far as, when you tell me about Sister Space, I'm thinking of a black girl needing more room on the dance floor. That's what I think it is. But it's a charity. So as far as I'm concerned, I wish that you lot could see Mushy's face now. He's pondering my remarks, because that black woman checkmated the Queen's cousin in the foundation, in the home of white supremacy. She checkmated her. Congratulations to the founder of Sister Space. You played a blinder.
Sorry. So, just to run this straight, Caroline, are you saying the white lady is racialist?
No.
You're saying she's not racist?
No. I'm saying that where she's from, what she said is the going rate. She's probably asked that question 100 million times to 100 million people, and she's got the answers that she wants. But the Sister Space woman and her strategist, they sat down and they played a blinder. They said, you know what, how can we raise the profile of this? And someone's come up with that idea, or very close to it, and they've evolved it on the spot.
Okay. I'm going to throw another question.
Please, throw. I've got my catcher's glove on.
I don't like to get...
Yeah, I want you to. I'm salivering.
The boxer. What was the boxer's name?
Who's the boxer?
The boxer.
Who?
The one who said only don't shop in white people's shops.
Don't shop in white people's shop. I don't know.
The famous boxer. He turned... Now, is that racialist?
I don't know.
He was a coloured man.
Who said it?
Black man.
Who said... Ron, I wish you was here, Ron, to tell me.
What's his name?
Is it old-time boxer or recent boxer?
No, recent. He lost against Tyson Fury.
Derek Chisora.
No, tall. And he said, do not shop, do not buy.
I don't know who he is, but go on.
You do know him, he's famous. Anthony Joshua.
Oh, is that what he said?
Anthony Joshua. Now, is that racialist?
What did Anthony Joshua say?
He said, do not shop in white people's shops.
Why did he say that? Tell me the reason.
What?
Why did he say it?
I don't know the exact reason, but he said it. It's in the public domain. You can Google it.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, considering that the white people pay him and he's always smiling on some Lucozade advert or some Lynx advert, I'm surprised that he would say that, because the white people are his paymaster. He smiles worse than a He smiles worse than Samuel L. Jackson in Django. He's always smiling, or Ainsley Harriott laughing for no reason, or Mika Richards just laughing at nothing. Tell one of those people you've chopped off their arm and they just laugh and laugh and laugh. So I'm really surprised he said that.
We can get our receptionist to Google it and
I will.
to check it.
I will, but I didn't know. But
I've been believed.
Why would he say that?
Because I'm not. There was a thing. There was a big. I can't remember the full story, but I remember and I thought to myself, that has completely put. There's a little person owns a shop, gets their little living. Don't show where it's your money. You spend it where you like and where you please. It doesn't matter if they're black, green, blue, yellow, pink. It's your money. You spend it. Don't let another person tell you where to spend your money.
Did he think of that after or before he gave his first boxing coach a Range Rover? I'm just saying.
This was only 18 months, 2 years ago.
I'm really, really surprised that he would say that if he said it. Because
just Google it and find out.
I'm not wasting any time on Anthony Joshua.
Okay, I'll make you right.
He let the fat doorman who just won the eating competition knock his ass out. I'm not listening to him. What? He ain't going to come and knock on my door and tell me. I'm not going to ask him what he wants.
Okay.
So I'm just letting you know. So back to the original question that you posed: is that woman a racist, a hussy woman? She probably is a racist, but it's probably acceptable racism, just like why Prince Harry has gone off. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. But, you know, like Graham Norton hams up, he really hams it up being gay, or Danny Dyer really hams up being a cockney. That woman, that's just the role that they play. It's just a game. It's just a game of social media. And she played a blinder. And they got her over a barrel, haven't they? What else, Mush?
I'm just sitting back.
Don't listen to nothing Anthony Joshua says.
I don't listen to him. But I'm just saying
him.
That's what he said, and I just think if that was someone else who said it on a different thing, they would have been ruined.
Well, when I'm thinking of Anthony Joshua, I'll tell you what I'm thinking of. Ron, I wish you was here. It's only because it's a boxing question. No other reason. Mush is fantastic. Who's the boxer, Ron, that picked out a belt out of the dustbin, and who's the boxer that put the belt in the dustbin? So that's what appeals to me. When you talk about Anthony Joshua, I just think about a boxer getting a belt out the dustbin because there's no one else there to.
Okay, I'm just putting my point across.
And I love you for it, and I want you to keep putting your points across. And you know what? So are we we gonna discuss today? You told me you had a fantastic, stressful week.
Yes.
But and you put out your question. Where is Santa Claus from?
Yes.
Is there it's a competition. And Mushy's going to take whoever gets this right. Mushy's going to take you out. Where are you going to take him to Wimpy? Sorry, I didn't really catch you.
Well, Wimpy's all closing down. Burger King.
Okay, excellent. So, shall we go with which one do you like?
Trust.
Okay.
Loyalty.
Which one?
Betrayal.
Which one?
Family. Respect. I say we go with family.
Right. So, what do you reckon about family, Mush? Tell me. Do you believe in the family unit? Because all those things you just said, all those things that you just read out there, and we've gone with family, but every single one of those things in a family's not very good if they haven't got trust, loyalty, or respect. So
family sums it all up.
Yeah, but families, to me, they don't exist. Families are treacherous. Do you want me to tell you a lottery story about families, or?
But
they're really bad.
Family is a bond. It's trust. They say
I'm all ears.
Trust is a bond, and it's trust and family. If you can't trust your family, they say you can't trust no one.
Do you believe that, Mush? Do you believe that, really?
Yes, but looking at my family.
You trust your family?
Yes.
Okay.
I trust my family.
Okay.
Because, everyone has said, and I've been in situations, no matter what everyone says, your mum will always be there.
Yes.
Okay.
I would go with that 99% of the time. I'd go with that.
Yes.
I was thinking.
Not 100%. There are some evil people.
I was thinking brothers and sisters, really, not mum and dads, but their family. You're right. You're totally right.
Family is trust, and and some people have a love-hate relationship. But when it comes down to the crutch of it, especially at this time of year, you're thinking, I've got to go round to my brother, Mum, I don't want to face him, I don't like him, this, that or the other. But sometimes you do be you be a man and do the honourable thing and sit there because the love for you've got for your family and your mum, and you don't want to upset your mum. So sometimes you have to bite the bullet to continue with your love and your trust of your family. And you must work at a family relationship.
Yeah, I think that all the stuff that you just said, it sounds to me like an episode of The Waltons or Little House on the Prairie with a touch of Darling Buds of May. I've never met a family that's as functional as that. Families don't try. Families betray each other over a lottery ticket, and they don't even know if it's a winning ticket, and they betray each other.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. If you've got to bring discipline, respect into your house and share the loveness and the kindness, and the respect comes back.
You're actually being serious, aren't you?
Yes, I'm being very serious.
Okay.
It's all to do with discipline.
Okay, if you say so.
Honest, but this is my beliefs. It's trust and belief.
Yeah.
We are older generation. We've got to guide our young kids through this mad world we're living in. We never had. I understand when we grew up, we had skinhead, punks, mods. We had the whole different lot. Our kids have not got mods, skinheads, or whatever.
Yeah, but it's different kind of groups. They got postcodes now. Doesn't matter what you are. If you step out of your postcode, you might get your throat cut.
Yeah, and this is terrible. But where is this happening? There's people fighting each other because they're from a different side of the road. What has gone wrong with the world?
So what we was discussing is families.
Yes.
And
sorry.
You don't apologise much. This is exciting. I can hardly stay on my seat. This is exciting. So what I'm going to say to you is, what you just said about families, I think is a phenomenal theory. I don't think it exists. I think that you're probably kidding yourself. I do not think it exists. And I'll tell you what, if I'm confident to say that I can't think of many people, I'm sure there must be, but if someone in a family won a lottery ticket and they won £10 million and it was everyone in the family had been putting in 25p, if someone was responsible for that and someone won it, I can say with near certainty that whoever's in charge of taking that, no matter how close they are to their family, are going to go off. They're going to run away with that money.
Well, I'm going to tell you a different opinion.
Tell me, I'm all ears.
As I go to work, morning to dusk, and every week I put a little bit away for my kids who are grown up now, and I say there's 10, 20 quid. I work for my kids now. So I'm not working for myself.
That's the way it goes.
I'm working for my kids.
That's any good parent should be saying those things.
Yeah, I'm working for my kids, and what I've got, it goes to them. So you're saying...
Yes.
They wouldn't split it up. Whatever I've got is my kids.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm
exactly
sorry.
what I'm saying.
Well, I believe they're bad parenthood.
Really?
That's my opinion.
I think you're kidding yourself if you think that. So when a person dies, like if a parent dies.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say a parent dies and leaves a will for the kids. So I'm confident that kid will go through that money within. Let's say, let's just leave it around the 100 grand mark. I reckon that kid will run through that money within less than a year, and they would have forgotten where that money came from, and they would have forgotten all about where that money came from and how hard their parents worked for it. And I think that they'd be walking around wearing the nicest, driving the nicest, smelling the nicest, doing as little work as possible for a brief period. And that's it. And I think even more, once that money's gone, the memory of their parents will just slip away. Will just slip away.
But this is where we've got a bonding, and when this is trust, respect. Our kids, we've got to educate them. They've got to understand. So you've got to show them what's right and wrong. Like now, the gas and the electric bills. God forgive.
King Farouk. Go on.
They are thingy. But now, my boy come home from work and he went to my mum, my wife, he's extra money because I've been hearing on the news. And you know what I said? How lovely. He's taking responsibility and understanding the bigger world. And this is what we've got to train to our kids.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Don't kiss your teeth for me, Sim. What?
Are you not supposed to be getting on the show?
I'm doing the show. I'm doing the show.
There's a little argument.
I'm doing the show.
With the receptionist.
Distracted,
Mate, no, sorry. Sim, I'm going to pull you in on our show.
No, what
sorry.
you're saying about what is really true, when you're talking about the kids and responsibilities and stuff, and then this guy is being distracted off his show.
Thank you. Do you understand? I'm
Imagine
asking
that.
you.
It's
You
the
make me
perfect
right, Sid.
example he showed you.
No. He doesn't. He's not agreeing with you. You're not agreeing with him, Sin. You're just saying that I'm being unprofessional. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm agreeing with him.
Oh, you're agreeing with him?
him.
Saying
Thank
that
you.
You've just proved his
That what?
take on the subject. That's all.
I'm a fantastic son and sibling and I'm fantastic.
You can't say that. You're not his parents to say a
Oh, and he's pointing his finger at you as well, Sin.
I wasn't pointing my finger
So you
at
know,
my
Sin, he's
friend.
serious. He's pointing his finger at you.
I was not. No, I'm saying
I think,
we've
Mush.
got respect. If your mum and dad dragged you up and didn't show you respect, then you can lose respect. But as a responsible parent who love and have brought you into this world, and a mother knows you longer, 9 months longer than anyone else in this world, okay, they've got a bond. And that respect, you go through life, and it's respect. And that's what we work for our kids. And if it's different, I'm sorry, that's my disciplinary way. And I can't see other people doing it a different way.
So everything you said there sounds like it's from a Bible or Catherine Zeta-Jones, and it's just not how it is in real life.
No,
Hold on.
Sorry.
If what you're saying is true, even remotely true, even a tiny bit true, how come there's so many children? Okay, this is just me, just putting it out there, like from NASA, a really good idea. If what you're saying is true, how come there's so many children in prison for beating up parents, killing parents, and how come there's so many parents in prison for doing the same thing to kids? Why is the children's services so overwhelmed with disgusting stuff? Why is it so overwhelmed with people, humans, but children being absolutely disgusting to the people that brought them up, and parents being absolutely disgusting to the children they brought into this world? If what you're saying is even remotely true and not from the Bible.
I believe, as a parent, you've got to open up to your kid and explain the world to them. Saying, this is what we've got, this is how we survived, I've got X amount each week, and you must let them show what is going on in life, what you can afford, what you can't afford. I've walked down the street, I've seen little kids curse their mother.
That's right.
I want them
so
trainers.
Where's the respect you're talking about?
The respect is the mother has shown them, but some of these kids are young and don't understand. They go back to their bedrooms and put on these videos of rappers and whatever. I'm not blaming the rappers. I've got Louis Vuitton, I've got this, I've got that, I've got Weewa, I've got Bieber, and the kids want a part of it. And it ain't reality. The reality...
Can I make a point?
Yeah,
sorry.
Hold on.
Upstairs.
Yeah, come and
So,
talk.
so the average price. Let's not move this mic. 'cause
Oh, sorry, go on, just talk.
The average price, right, of a Trapstar tracksuit today. Which Trapstar? Do you guys know the brand?
No, I don't.
Okay, exactly. Only kids know the brand. Youths know the brand. People who are in the drill thing and all that know the brand. An average price of one of these tracksuits cost £400.
Wow.
£350 to £400. Do you think averagely a parent is going to be happy buying a tracksuit for a child, which is averagely £350 to £400?
No.
Also, think about with social media and everyone wearing this, like kids, a lot of them wearing the actual original ones, what it's doing to the mind state and the discipline of most of these children. Youngsters.
But the parents will find the money so their kids don't stand out and are ridiculed for being poor. The parents will find that money.
That's education.
That's education.
That's lack of education from the parents' side.
No, it's not. No, hold on, Mush, go on. You speak, Mush, go on.
I was going to say, like, we all think, let's put the kid in the... Our kid moans and screams, oh, he wants to play his X. We put them in their room with their Xbox, we've got peace. It's not about peace. We've got to bond with our kids. We've got to find... And I understand it's 400 quid, and a lot of parents will find... And it will put a lot of parents on getting loans and getting... It's unfair. But when that kid gets older, he understands, because it's growing up, then they will understand they must... Sorry.
Go on, listen, I'm listening. Go on.
I believe when them kids are growing up, they've got to respect and repay their mum. Respect. It's like I'm older. I go round to my mum and say, "Here, mum, here's a bit of money." She's older. She's looked after me all her life. I'm a working age now. But when I was a kid, I want this, I want that. I remember when I was a kid, I turned round and said to my mum, and this is the. I went to my mum, "Can I have £50 to go down the pub. You know what my mum said to
I know
me?
this story, but go on, say, I know this
My
story.
mum turned round and said, here's a £5, go round to the off licence and buy 5 cans. It's going to do the same trick. And it took me all these years to realise she was right.
Yeah, Mush.
If we can't afford something, we can't do it.
Right, Mush.
And the kids can't understand we can't afford it.
So, what you're saying is spectacularly correct, yes? But the problem you're making, the fundamental problem you're making is you are comparing our parents to us and our children to us. Different times, different everything.
Yeah,
it's different. Our parents, Mush, our parents, you know, I tell you what,
Had nothing.
our parents are to blame, really, for our treatment of our children. You know why, don't you? You know why? Because
We spoilt them.
yes, and why did we spoil them?
Because we had nothing.
And our
we wanted
parents.
to the best.
That's right.
But any of you parents out there who ain't got nothing and you come into it, do not spoil your kids.
Well, she can't say that
I
because
believe
hold
it.
on, hold on,
No,
hold on.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you when your children go to school, yeah, so your kids are going to go to school, and then all their friends are going to have what's the name of the tracksuit? Sin, what's the Trap Star? So all these kids now in school have got this £400 tracksuit. Your kid hasn't. Your kid's going to come home, could be suicidal, could be self-harming, could be anything. You don't want to see that. So the simplest way, I'm not saying it's correct, did never say it was correct. The simplest way is to get your kids the same thing. It could be the same trainers, the same sunglasses. No kid wants to stand out in school. It's a really, really, really important time. And no kid wants to be an outsider. There's more power in numbers. Come on, Sim, bring it.
Only point I'm going to make to that theory is, okay, so again, the example why I used it was because it's £400 or £350 on a track suit.
That's a week's money.
Track suits. By the time you've bought your kid 3 track suits, you've almost spent, you know what I mean? This is, it's getting, you have to understand that there is education for a reason. You talk to people, you make them understand things, and you make them understand reasoning, right?
Yes.
The fact that we're at £400 a tracksuit and has to be justified by a parent and say, wait, we need to buy this, and so that every kid looks the same, is crazy. You know what I mean? That is crazy.
No, it's not.
Big up Starboy. Yes, Lenny does make some great points in life.
I heard what Sin says, and before I let Mush take the mic, I heard what Sin says, and I have to tell you, when you're a kid, when you're 10, 11, 12, 13,
You don't understand
14,
Go play soccer,
you
£400.
don't care.
For in that ball.
You don't care what your mother and father have got to work 25 jobs. You don't care they got to go walk for 10 miles on hot coals. You don't care they're not going to eat. You don't give an F. You want what you want, and you're not suffering it. At that age, your children's peers, friends have got more power over your children than you. And when I was that age, and my mum and dad, they spoiled me rotten. But I think it was because if they didn't, Lord knows what I would have done to get whatever I would have got. And I think that a parent now does not want to see their children suffer in any way. And it's a lot simpler. It's a lot simpler. At the time we're doing it, we do not know we're creating monsters. But it's a lot simpler just to go and, I don't know, sell something, pawn something, borrow something. It's a lot simpler to get that for your child than to see your child unhappy and not know what crazy thing your child is going to do in order to get that for themselves. So as far as I'm concerned, I never said for 1 second, I'll say it one more time, I'm not saying for 1 second it's correct, but I would rather get my child something so at least I know they're not out robbing, mugging, selling drugs or doing something that can get me and them in more trouble. I just think it'd be a lot simpler for me to go and see my aunt, my cousin, my godmother, or sell a pair of shoes that I don't use, or find a lucrative side hustle. That's what I think.
One more quick point, yeah? So what did you guys get as your dinner money when you were in school? Both of you.
I'll be honest, I had free tickets, and that was embarrassing. I used to go up, and they used to give me a ticket to queue up, and every other kid see me with a free ticket. As I look back now, that was not right. The onus was put on me. You are poor. I admit,
Yeah, but
I was poor.
I need to add.
I had a free ticket.
Yeah, hold on. I need to add this. But hold on. But I'm going to say. Hold on.
Wait, stick to the point. Question: What was your dinner? How much did you get?
My dinner money was whatever it was meant to be. 35p. If my dinner money was £1, I got £2. If it was £3, I got a fiver. If it was 30p, I got 50p.
You was very lucky as a kid.
No. What I'm saying to you is,
No, that was lucky. Now let me just finish the point I'm making.
making a point.
So, £450 tracksuit or £400 tracksuit. Yeah, half of these kids who are getting £400 tracksuits actually don't even get the right dinner money. And can't afford dinner money, but parents think that to keep them up to date, they need to make them look the part, and you know what I mean? How is that theoretically making sense? Now you're looking at the bills and of the parents and stuff. Yes, Lenny has a point. The child is not thinking about what the parent has to go through in any degree, but at the same time, how sustainable is it, and how much can you keep that up actually?
hold on. One second. I'm going to let Mush talk again. Sin's brought us some really, really, really good points. So
Thank you, Sin.
I want to tell, first of all, Mush, I'm going to say this to you. This is really, 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 really important. So you had free dinner tickets and the onus was on you and you felt ashamed. Well, I'm going to say to
No,
you.
I never felt
Hold on. So I apologise. You didn't feel ashamed. So I'm going to point this out to you. Hold on. Let me finish. You are successful today because of that. So keep your mouth shut. If you would have got dinner money, you wouldn't be a quarter of the man you are today. You are successful because you went through that, and only because you went through that.
Yeah, because at a young age,
Right.
when
Thank
these
you.
things were happening, as I look back, you see people's emotions. Like some people, like you're on free dinners. Now, if I weren't so strong-minded and understood. A lot of kids will crumble and a lot of kids will do thingy and go back to their mum, how can you do this to me, blah, blah, blah.
I agree.
Listen,
You're right.
It's how we need education. I believe we've got to pump education. Not education in the word of education like school, maths, but discipline education, like what is right and what is wrong. And kids, I believe, have got to realise the value of money. During the war days, everyone shared. Everyone had this and everyone looked after each other. Today, people don't care for no one. What is going wrong with
That's
this world?
right, as we said in the beginning. So respect and family. And also, I got a... Mush, you telling me when we were going to school, you cared about lessons. You cared about learning. You cared about education. Are you serious, Mush? When I was going to school... I didn't care about that. I was going to school to show people my Ferrucci's and my Adidas SL80 and my stuff. I didn't care about English
Can
and maths.
I ask you a
Are you a
question?
mad person?
Was you an all boys or mixed school?
Mixed school.
Mixed. I went to an all boys school, so there might be a difference there.
Yeah, but it's still
I
about...
had no girls to show off to, and young men.
I wasn't
we-
talking...
Can
Sorry, I
finish, please?
apologise. I
You
apologise.
did well,
I
let me speak.
apologise.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Go on.
thank you.
I apologise.
When I went to an all boys school, now when you're of an age, okay, when you're of an age, you get a feeling inside of you.
A feeling.
We
Hey,
get a
don't
sense-
listen. Don't start licking your lips when you're beside me and
No,
talking
I'm
about
not.
feelings.
I'm not saying it
listen,
like that.
he's licking his lips and telling me about
No.
feelings when we was a kid.
No,
you better cease and
You
finish.
look at a different as a woman,
Right.
but
No.
if you're gay, you look at a thing here. I'm
No,
saying
no.
Please, you did. When you hit a certain age, you got attracted to the woman because you're hearing all the bigger kids talking about it. As we're all saying, it's all balls in the same. The bigger kid wears all the flashy gear. You want the same as him, but sometimes we can't have it.
Mush, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying to you is, when we're at school, we're not at school to learn. we're at school to learn how to play football, how to learn how to do a bit of fingering and learning how to finger the first skill.
No, we can't.
We're learning how to body pop and listen to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and hibbity hop and wear snazzy clothes. We're not there to, you know what?
Maybe,
Hold on.
if you went to an all-boys school, it could have been different.
So I'm saying to you,
That's what I'm saying to you.
when I was young, if there was any...
destruction.
Hold on. When I was young, any kid that put their hand up to answer any question in the class for the teacher would get roasted, would get cussed out, and they wouldn't do it again.
Maybe that's your school you went to, and there should have been a bit more
No,
discipline.
that's all schools.
No,
it's all schools.
I went to a very good school.
I know you what school you went to.
Yes, and I won't like to say it online.
I know what school you went to.
I went to a school,
Mush.
and the kids who went to, I had MP's kids go to my
I know
school
you
and
did.
everything.
I know you did.
Okay.
I know you did.
God knows how they accepted me there, but I went
know-
to that
I know you
school.
did.
So I was brought up. My school was a bit more stricter and disciplined, and maybe that's where I got it from. And maybe they let you run wild with your school, and
Mush.
discipline's got to start. And it all boils back. And I'm not being funny. It's called. We're talking about respect. This, that. Is it right for a school teacher to whack you?
You know what, Mush? Hold on, I'm going to tell you.
Sorry.
So I'm talking about
Mine
this.
did. Mine kicked me
So
in the back.
hold on. So when I was at school, yeah, we used to get caned.
Okay.
Yeah, you get 3 of the best or 6 of the best. And what we used to do with the cane was we would see who could take the most. So when we got caned, we could normally 3 or 4 of us getting in trouble. We get caned, and the teacher the headmaster would cane us, and then he would say, "I'm glad that you think that's funny, Lenny. What do you think that's so funny?" And I'd say, "That didn't hurt, sir." And he would say, "Maybe another 3 might hurt." And I'd say, "I think it might, sir." And everyone would be to see how many you could take before you started crying. And after maybe 7 or 8, people started crying and saying, "Len, shut up. Len, shut up." And I was thinking, I'm not going to cry. Do it. I'm not going to cry. You're going to run out of sticks before my bum. I'm not going to cry in front of you or anyone. I'm not going to do it. I'll wait till I get home. I'm not even... And I think we was taking up to 8 and 9. Me and this other fella, we just kept saying, "Sir, that tickled. Can you do it?" And we just kept doing it and doing it. And when you looked at our hands or our bum, you'd have thought we was on the terraces at Millwall. That's what you would have thought. We were getting... So he had this big toilet roll with canes in them. Canes. And he was snapping them on our fingers and on our bum. And when he said, "So what do you think's funny, Mr. Anderson?" And this fella, Paul Anderson from my school, would say, "That was quite funny. It reminded me of a Lennie Henry on Tiswas, sir." And the teacher's face would go red, and we know he's going to do it harder. We know he is.
But do you think, did it, my
No.
question is, it showed you no respect?
Didn't do nothing to us at all. It just made us more determined, made us more immune, and we thought, "Oh, that wasn't so bad. We got to go for 12 or 13." And by the time I left,
I went to a bad-ass school.
no, I went to St Michael's in Bermondsey. So by the time they expelled me, sorry, nobody wanted to get in trouble with me or Paul Anderson because we was doing 9 10s, and we was, you know, if you ever been out in the cold for an hour and your fingers go blue, that's how our fingers used to look. And no one wanted, because me and Paul were always telling the headmaster, or the headmaster, the deputy head, "That didn't hurt, sir. Are you getting old?" And his face would go really red, and he'd say, "Oh, maybe these ones would." And no one wanted to get in trouble with us because we were getting licks, good licks. No one.
I'm not being funny.
I know you
I've
ain't.
seen a different side of my friend here today, and
No.
I think he enjoyed them licks because he's smiling talking about it.
No.
I'm a bit worried.
I'll tell you what I'm smiling about,
Now,
Mosh.
do you think he should be arrested?
Who, that man?
Yeah.
No,
For the way
I don't.
he beat you.
No.
What you're saying there, he beat you.
Well, no.
He beat you, not... There was beatings and beatings. One
No.
came, 2 came.
No.
But it sounded like you got your arse was like a baboon's arse at the end of it.
Got good licks, good licks. No, I don't think that he should be arrested or anything. We called it on. We were naughty. We knew the rules. The rules were don't smoke here, don't bat. We knew the rules, so we deliberately flouted them to get that. And then when we got licks and licks and licks, all the girls would say, "Did you really get 8 of the best or 9 of the best?" And then we'd say, "Yeah, it was nothing." And then we'd just go off and cry somewhere.
As I've just come back, you've just said it.
Yeah, but it
My
wouldn't have mattered.
question.
It wouldn't have mattered if it was men or
earlier
women.
on, I said, did you go to a mixed school or a boys' school? Now, this is where I'm saying, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. Am I allowed to say dick control?
You can do if you want to.
Sorry.
I think so.
believe at a certain age, there's no...
Let's make it penis control then.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, penis control.
Yeah, Sin
Like,
just
I
looked at
believe
us.
When a young man, right, My wife might listen to this. I get.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, everyone heard that. He admitted it live on air that his wife. He admitted.
That's what happens.
Yeah, okay. He admitted. Ron, you see, Ron, you and Mush have got two things in common, Ron. The first one is that your wife will control you. You don't want to say stuff on air. I don't know what to say.
You're saying about our wife. It's called respect. We love our wives. Ron, I'm with you on this one, Ron. Don't listen to him. We respect our wife and we look after them and respect them and care for them. Okay?
Yeah, you're scared of your wives. You're scared of your wives. You're
Women,
scared.
They're family. They're one of us.
No.
And we treat them as our own.
Well, you should be equals.
Equals. They're us.
Yeah, so...
Look, you don't know.
No, so, Ron, he's saying that you respect your wives. I'm saying you're scared of your wives because following Mush's theory, if you were respectful to your wives, then your wife should accept you're going to say stuff like that. And they just say, it's funny. But you're scared of them. That's why
I'm not scared.
Everyone heard live on air. He said, I can rewind it if you want to.
No,
he said, don't say it. Oh, my wife might hear it. He sounded scared. He looked scared.
No.
I'm just saying he looked scared.
I might be scared.
He's like you, Ron. He's like you, Ron.
My wife, I don't want to hurt my wife's feelings. Why should she feel upset at me talking about certain things? Because she's the one I love. I have had children with her. Right? That is the one I care for. And I'm not going to blabber on and say this and this. That is my wife. I don't want her upset because we're a friendship and we're a lovely relationship, friendship.
I can hear someone digging themselves out of a hole.
No.
What are you going to add, Sin? What are you going to add?
One day we'll do a special. We'll do the wives podcast.
Yes. No, I love my wife. We've been through thick and thin. What I've gone through with my wife,
I wish
and she's one strong lady. And what she put up with me, I haven't but take my hat off to her.
I haven't got a wife. So anyone out there who's looking for a tall, I'm short, sorry, a tall, dark, handsome, unemployed man, and I'm willing to spend my whole gyro on you. So just right in, I've got, and I get housing allowance as well.
I must say, he likes the whip.
The whip. You know
Cane.
Yeah. Oh, right, the whip.
cane,
Oh,
the
sorry.
whip, the cane.
I was wondering why you were smiling at me and licking your lips when you were saying about the whip. I was just asking. So, Ron, you and Mush have got a lot in common. So, also, Mush, to clarify, I think Sin's made some good points about the tracksuits, but I also need to tell you something, Sin. Have you ever seen on Sky News or anything like that, there's always some family somewhere talking about hardship. Have you ever seen their trainers or their phones? They've got better trainers than me, Sin, and better phones than me. That's right, and so, but if you see, they're on television saying how they're skint, but they've got better trainers than me and better. So, again, to your point, I don't think education is the point. I think it's just keeping up with the Joneses. Period. It's just one-upmanship, self-serving.
He speaks with a Chanel pair of trainers on.
What pair of trainers?
Chanel.
Oh, I've got these are not Chanel.
All right, they're not.
Let's make one more point, yeah?
Yes, Sin.
Go on.
When people find it very difficult to be paying their electricity bills, and then again they are forced mentally to be happy with by spending so much money on a tracksuit. Again, there's something to think about. It's something to be. Our country needs education.
Correct.
This is not a global thing. This is a UK or US thing. This is not a thing that is a problem everywhere. Understanding it's more amongst our children in this country.
I was speaking to my friend in Israel today, and he does pottery, and I said, "How's your electricity and all that?" He said, "It's not really affecting us." I said, "It's mad over here." And all I want to say, if there's any young listeners out there, remember, please, just sit back and think. Your bills have gone up, your mum and dad's bills have gone up twice the eye. Just think about it. Just think about it. And just help your mum. All I'm saying is, I'm talking rubbish, this, that. But all I ask you is just to take 1 minute back and just say, "Mum, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to help you, Mum, or Dad, whoever's got to pay the bills, because they're outrageous at the minute. They really are, and it's beyond the joke. Everything's going up."
So I have to tell you, I'm listening to Sin and I'm listening to Mush. I wish Ronnie was there because he could bring a more serious note to this, because I like people to try and catch me out all the time. I love it. But what I've got to say to Sin and to Mush is, How many people do you think are in England now are within 3 miles of where we are now? How many people right now today do you think, how many adults are going to bankrupt themselves to buy their children stuff that they don't need and probably won't wear for the after? How many people do you think it's there? It's peer pressure, it's videos, it's social media. There's people right now out working when they should be at home trying to give their ungrateful, disgusting children stuff, and all they're doing is creating monsters. They're just setting fire to themselves. They're creating the rod which is going to bloody their back for the rest of their life.
Well,
So
would you agree this is more of a UK problem?
I think it is a global thing.
I personally,
I think
that
even in
abroad would have way more understanding.
even in poor countries, it's not going to be. It's going to be relative. Even in the really poorest countries, the people there who have got nothing, are going to try to give their children more than they really can, wherever they are.
And they'd be more appreciative.
Can I just say
Maybe,
something?
maybe.
Complain and say, I don't want that.
I'm
I
gonna-
don't want the one up.
Sorry,
Maybe.
Sin, let me
Maybe.
just tell you. This is the
You
truth.
gave me a example
Listen.
of your son.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
On the podcast
A million
earlier.
percent.
Oh,
A
yeah.
million percent.
When I was a very young kid, I used to live on an estate, okay? And this, I'm going to tell you the different walks of life, what I find. When I was on that estate, they weren't very nice flats, but it was like a little block, but we had a community. And if I run out of a pint of milk, I could have knocked on 10, 20 doors. Now I live on a nice street, and I'm frightened to knock on one person's door and ask them for a pint of milk. I don't know why. If someone can give me the answer to that, but I'm saying people.
I can give you the answer to that. So the answer is because when you're living in a community, like an estate block, everyone has the same struggle. You're not afraid to show somebody else your struggle because you know they're living similar, probably yesterday or last week. Whereas when you grow into maybe the new place that you're living in,
Middle class.
you are more frightened of what your neighbours may think of you.
I accept
All right,
that.
which
Thank you.
is more in ourselves, because I do believe that we live in a society that makes us think that we can't ask for help and we shouldn't ask for help. Or
Why have I changed like that? Because I come.
to your
Yeah,
circumstances.
but I shouldn't adapt. Never forget your roots, where you come from, and that is my motto.
But that doesn't mean that you grow from somewhere to somewhere and then you still doing exactly the same things or approach people the same way as you did in your last community, because some things have to be disciplined or changed. You know what I mean? The way you approach and ask for the thing might be different to the way you did it in your last community. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, but I've also got to tell you, what you just said there is true. It is true, but we have come a long way. We've come a really, really long way.
We've lost the milkman.
Milkman's back. He's back.
Oh, with the milkman
We
back.
come a long way unless you're Fulani.
Yeah.
You just taken us back 20 years, my friend.
Who? Talani.
Fulani. Everybody we had to shake hands with, greet, be good with, create relationships with. You just taken us 20 years back, all of us.
Well, so we most of us, apart from Ronnie, come from council estates. Ronnie came from a 5-bedroom house, as we all know. Sorry, Ron, I had to get that cheap dig in. Sorry, Ron.
5-bedroom?
He came from a 5-bedroom house.
5?
Yeah, 5.
1, 2,
Yep.
3.
And he had his own bedroom.
Lord.
He had his own bedroom.
I remember watching my black and white telly, Little House of the Prairie. It must have been like.
Well, it was a cross between Little House and the Waltons. And not only that, Ronnie... No, Ron, I'm going to leave you out because you're not here to protect yourself. You're not here to protect yourself. But I grew up in a council estate as well, the same as you, Mush. And you're right. We could go and get cornflakes. My mum was always sending me somewhere to give someone some cornflakes, or bring a bowl of sugar to the mister, bring a bowl of some cornflakes to the madam, bring some biscuits. Always, always, always. And a week later, they would send it all back again. So you are right. Things have changed, Mush. I think that back in our day, we had more of a struggle, and unfortunately, most people don't realise. Unfortunately, most people do not realise. I've got to repeat myself. Unfortunately, most people don't realise that most of the rewards in life come from the extra mile or the struggle, and none of them are having it. So that's why I think we're going in circles, because your parents are making life easy for you, so you're not having the struggle. The struggle is the apprenticeship. The struggle is learning how to resolve problems. The struggle is going without. The struggle is saving a penny out of every 3 pence you earn. That's the struggle. And most people, they just wake up and their mum and dads do it for them. So they're not getting the apprenticeship in learning, in grinding. So you know the old adage, teach a person how to fish. The old adage is, don't just give them fish because they still don't know. You still got to keep giving them fish every day. We had a struggle, Mush. We had a struggle, but we had as you said, a community and a family, and we enjoyed our struggle. And because of it, we
had friends. Everyone mixed. And this is what I'm saying. We used to play with the states across there. So why? Sorry, a very good point she was making. Why all of a sudden people want to kill each other because they live on this side of the road and that side of the road now? We used to borrow pints of milk from this side of the road.
That's right. We did.
Please help someone and tell me what has gone wrong with the world.
I think that the problem is, Mush. I think the problem is, back in the days, we could go to the cinema and we could finger or practice to finger.
What are you going
I've got no idea. But you seem to be getting very serious and looking at me like you want to fight me. So I just thought...
What do you mean, cinema? When you go to the cinema... No, when I was a kid, we used to go to the cinema. We used to have 20 estates where you all used to talk to and have a laugh.
That's right.
Now, you couldn't do that today. Them 20 estates will be killing each other.
Much as I'm saying to you is, but we could just go to a cinema Saturday morning or whatever you went to, see the girl you want to go with, see her, and just
God have mercy on me.
Da 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 da. Remember that da 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 da.
No, but you can't.
I think
Mush. Think about things like that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak of it. But okay, you could snog.
Yeah, maybe smoking in the back row.
Or turn the lights off in the
You
lift.
have to smoke in the back then.
You could smoke anywhere. You could smoke anywhere.
No, it was in the back. The back rows you usually allowed to smoke. And on buses upstairs.
Gosh, I remember that. Those days was good. I remember big flares, big afros, and all these a lot of big stuff, high waisters.
Everyone had respect. No one had nothing, and everyone respected that. And now people are judging people by this and that and that and that. And if someone's got something, everyone wants it. That's what I believe is happening in this world.
Well, no one seems to be... If you ask children nowadays what do they want to do for a living, no one wants to be a fireman or electrician. They want to be YouTubers or play games or something for a living. Everything's changed, Mush. Everything's changed. By the time our children have grandchildren, the way when our children have grandchildren, I don't know what kind of world it's going to be because it would have been so diluted.
I'm going to tell you something. My father-in-law turned around and said to me, the laptop, the computer is the end of us. He said, that is the end of us. He said, that is it.
Social media, for sure, has got a lot to answer for.
Finish. You haven't got to move out your ass. No. You haven't got to move out your ass. You can sit on your computer indoors. You can order your food. You can order whatever you want.
Oh, right, I see. What was you going to say, Mush? Something you was going to ask me to delete later.
What
do you mean? Porno. What's porno?
So rude.
What's porno? Oh, pornography.
Sexually mad.
So theoretically, exactly what Lenny said, as the kids want to get into social media, want to get into computer games, this is their professions now, is because in 10 years' time, the grandkids and all them 20 years' time, they're not going to be doing a lot of this labour work. They're going to actually be operating the robots.
Yes.
The robots will be taking off probably most of the manual labour. There will be more insightful people who will only be trained in tech to be operating these things. And then where does that leave the people that do the labour jobs and that's the only things they can do?
I'm going to tell you...
it's a good point. It's a good point. I'm letting you speak. I'm just saying that. Hold on 1 second. I'm just giving Sin... It's just you just made a fair point. Go on.
Right, now, I say this. I go to my local Barclays Bank, okay?
Go on.
And I go to Tesco's. I refuse. I always ask to use the teller, and I always go to where
pay.
the woman
to
pay.
the cashier.
I had conversation eye to eye with someone. I believe, and I wish you all stop using them and get them because we're losing people's jobs. And that's what we're going to be having. We'll only be talking, we're going to lose all association with everyone. Kill the robots.
Hold on, Mush. What you just said is a really, really good point. But hold on, it's a good point. But I need to
do that today.
And I need to tell you something.
That's the truth.
Margaret Thatcher was doing that years ago.
I don't care what Margaret Thatcher
was doing it.
But I'm saying keep people in their work.
Yeah, but it's evolution.
Evolution is inevitable.
Yeah, it's evolution.
But we can slow it down a bit. We know. Let's not lose that contact. That old lady might go shopping once a week, and that only contact talking to that lady.
Yeah, well, that's not
instead
gonna
of
do it.
No, but I'm saying it
In
will
the
do it.
future,
We'll
no,
back
wait,
together in this
and
country.
stop swearing. In the future, you just said F word. Oh, stop. Okay, my apologies. So what I said to you, yeah? Great control, though. I love it. Anyway, the only thing I'm saying is in the future, that same complaint, someone will just create maybe a robot or something to keep that old lady entertained while going shopping for that 1 week a day, so that humans don't have to feel responsible to do it anymore and don't have to use it as an excuse or justification whether they can handle the job or not. See, you've got to understand times are changing.
I understand.
And you know what? Once upon a time when cars didn't exist and the first car came out and people was like, oh, I've got to put down my horse.
Yeah.
It was a change of time that they had to get used to. And there was probably a lot of people thinking, wait a minute, this car, I'm not going to give it up, my horse up for the car.
I understand that. And I understand the world's got to... But let's slow it down a bit. It's going too far. We can't
Mush,
even keep up with
2023, you want to come India? Me, you, Lennie, we're going to go India.
Don't involve me in your stuff.
And you are coming to India. You got to go. You got to see India one time in your life before you die. That is
We
just
gotta go
that's
Goa.
ridiculous. Yes,
Goa.
Goa is beautiful, but that's that's the relaxing
No,
part of
I'm
the trip.
sorry, if I do
But
go,
wait,
I
wait,
must
wait.
bring my
In
wife.
India, yes, of course you can.
That's
India's
okay,
for
I will
everyone. But
go.
what I'm saying is, in
Okay,
India,
the wife comes
no,
first.
Lennie, you're going to love this. Trust me, you might even get married on the trip. But anyway, but what I'm saying is, in India, still to this day in 2022, you probably see an elephant, but their whole family on the top of the elephant.
Yeah.
And the luggage.
Yeah, I've
going
seen
from
that.
one place
I've
to
been
another
to
through
Mumbai.
Bombay City.
I've been.
In the middle of the traffic, stopping all the traffic.
I went to Thailand 30 years ago tracking. I went to Chiang Rai and Chiang Mai and done elephants and all that, and lived with them indigenous people in the mountains. I've done all that.
I'm talking about
So,
the cities.
Yes. I
So,
know.
to anyone, first of all, what does that say? Marrakesh King. I agree with you. I totally agree with whatever you yeah, I know, I understand. I'm just saying. And Starboy as well. Starboy, what's that say? Wizzy. Sorry, I haven't got my glass. Yeah, Starboy, I agree with you as well, and thank you for your comments. Mush and Sin can talk as much as they want about going to India and elephants and stuff. Ron, I've got to tell you, I want no part of it, Ron. You can do whatever you want to do. I want no part of elephants. I want no part of doing anything. As far as I'm concerned, the Wimpy on Beckenham High Street, I'm happy. And
Beckenham, posh.
oh, Beckenham, the Wimpy on Beckenham High Street.
Posh.
I'm happy for a wimpy king size.
On that wimpy note, big up Streatham all day, every day, forever, because we still hold one of the last wimpies in Streatham. Boom!
Beckenham, this one.
I didn't know there was a wimpy in Streatham.
We old school like that, bro. We old school. We protect what we need to protect. So if you're ever in Streatham, yeah, and you want a wimpy, old school, come down.
No, yeah, go on, Mush, what was you going to say? No, go on.
I
Keep.
thought it was an hour. Sorry, I do apologise.
No, but you know what we're going to do? Sin. Yes, we are. So you have been listening to the Lennie and Ronnie podcast
I want to say something.
with
before we
Mush
finish.
filling in. This is for Mush.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mush, for filling in. You want to hear the podcast? Mush is a guest on the podcast on interesting people. So if anyone wants to listen to what Mush has got to say, you just find Lennie and Ronnie Pod, and you can find Mush with us all the time.
And I'd just like to say I wish you all a lovely Christmas. Don't let it be too stressful. Do your best. And there's one other thing. There's no book in fatherhood or motherhood. We can only do our best. Good night. God bless.
Oh, wow. Okay. Damn.